When Michael Katz finished reading aloud the letter he had received from Harvey Bender, my mouth fell open, my eyes widened, and my imagination exploded. Harvey's letter was imploring Michael to flee the drug scene of New York and join him in California. Harvey was using everything he could think of to paint a picture of an entirely different life. A life filled with political activism, marching and protesting against the war, people living together in a collective household and attending weekly study groups, debating political theory. Most importantly to me, though, was their determination to see drug use as reactionary and enslaving. Ideals I had once tried to live and preach without much lasting success. Harvey was describing his life in San Francisco, and every word he wrote reawakened my sense of justice, fairness, and my desire to do something good in the world. All the virtues I dreamt of embodying, my perspectives on equality, standing up for what's right, my vision of helping create a different world that I had fashioned between my father's heroics and living 17 years in this Jewish neighborhood in the Bronx, was suddenly reblossoming. Virtues that had lain too long dormant under the sleep-inducing shroud of drug addiction. I was galvanized. Even though Harvey's letter made no mention of inviting me, the images that were forming like a movie in my head captured me in every frame. I could see myself in San Francisco. I saw myself studying and discussing progressive politics, protesting the Vietnam War, marching with Black Panthers and veterans and students and women, all of us demanding peace and social justice. I sat there on Michael's bed and was momentarily lost in my dream. I looked over at Michael and said, "We have to get out of the neighborhood." He knew immediately that I meant we had to somehow find a way to San Francisco. One day, as I was walking down Gouverneur Avenue, returning from M's candy store to the playground, I froze in my tracks as image after image assaulted my mind, unbeckoned and definitely unwanted. I stood across the street, gazing fixedly at the rail, when suddenly I felt the ghosts of the shore around me. I could see them reaching out from railway boxcars, see them gaunt and emaciated in striped uniforms. I could see their faces and bodies superimposed on the faces and bodies of my friends sitting mere yards from me on the rail. It all crashed in on me in that moment and made unbearable sense. In similar ways that the rail lines in Europe had taken the Jewish populations and other undesirables to concentration camps and to their death, our stationary rail had now become a site of hourly drug deals and the silent witness to our slow demise under the squealing, crushing wheels of heroin addiction. No longer was the rail a place of ice cream trucks, a cappella singing under the lamppost, or innocently sharing a joint together. No longer was it the spot to wait until someone with a car pulled up to offer a break in the boredom by driving to Nathan's for the best hot dogs and fries, or up to Pound Ridge to camp, or over to the Botanical Gardens in the Bronx Zoo. No. The laid-back potheads, the psychedelic seekers of mind expansion, and even the goofy, harmless alkies were now figures of the past, replaced by skin and bone wraiths, junkies that smelled of death. And I was one of them. Somehow we had broken a vital connection with life, and I was reeling under the sudden realization of the spirit-crushing weight and inertia brought on by living within this severance and dissociation. I could see all my noble ideals lying in a rusted metal casket, jumbled in with all the despicable things I had done, all the ugliness I had become. Daily I was laboring to carry this heavy load, while longing to put it down somewhere, somehow. I had become the pallbearer at my own ongoing funeral, the slow, heroin-shrouded procession to oblivion ending here at the rail. I shook my head and prayed for a miracle to get me out of the Bronx. The story. So there's time for talking, for question and answer. If you have anything, any sort of conversation, books for sale in the back. I will sign copies of books up here. There's refreshments provided by the amalgamated offices. And thank you. I love you all. Thank you.
It's our husband. I know how.